Thank you, Carol. Yeah, I see the executive committee agenda in the meeting notes, but I don't see the general body agenda, so I'll just pull up the executive committee one for now. So you all can see this. All right, great. So can I get a motion to approve the agenda? We don't have any guest speakers today. Um, does anybody need to have their? Anybody got any pressing hard stops?
Motion to
No,
approve.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
All right, thank you. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion passes. Thank you. Let's go to, I'll pull up my report. It's a brief, a little brief report that I have here for you all. So on the 15th, I spoke at the Mount Zion United Methodist Church in Laurel, Maryland for their Black History event. Thank you to Pastor Jerry Colbert for inviting the NAACP to attend. And they had a great event. We got the opportunity to hear about certain Black history facts, and Will Rao gave a rendition of Dr. King's speech from the, I want to say, not Riverside, I think it was Riverside Baptist Church. He started talking, the one that was talking about the triple evils of racism, militarism, and poverty being the destroyers of American society. So that was a very interesting addition. And the theme was around justice rolling down like mighty waters. And I gave my little speech was about the reservoir of justice that is behind the dam that Donald Trump has built and the Republicans have built around injustice. So it's just the level of injustice and cruelty is so high, but we are building a dam of righteousness that will, you know, flood the streets and flood the courts and flood everywhere to be able to make sure that we can, turn this thing around. On the 31st, we had a solidarity school with we attended 7 members or 8 members attended the solidarity school with the Teachers Association of Anne Arundel County. They are collaborating, and this is something that the Political Action Committee and the Labor and Industry Committee have kind of combined to coordinate, where we're building up the NAACP and various other community organizations to participate in an upcoming march on May Day. So that's what we're trying to do. Make sure we can build capacity for to attend those marches, educating people. We the first half of the day was on political education, and the second half of the day was around organizing. And we definitely want to thank Christina Corona, the president of TAC, who also was, she gave a presentation at our legislative session back in December. And we definitely appreciate her inviting us to attend. Then I testified at the Annapolis City Council on February 2nd regarding the issues that we have been advocating around employment and labor within the city of Annapolis, trying to make sure that we keep the fire going that began when we asked the questions around. We began asking our questions around maintaining diversity and making sure that Black people are still being are being treated properly, I should say, by the city of Annapolis during the campaign. So during the mayoral campaign, the city council campaign, Kiana Banks and others put together a questionnaire that went out to all of the candidates that asked them about their plans for maintaining diversity and increasing diversity, increasing the Black presence within the city of Annapolis labor force. And so we're still attending meetings, making sure that that happens, and making sure that we are addressing hostile workplace environments that we've heard about from complaints that have been brought to us from City of Annapolis employees. So those have been some of our, this past month has been a lot of work. It looks like a short report, but a lot of the work that we've done has been sending letters. We sent a letter to the mayor, and then we received a response from the mayor regarding some of our recommendations on how to move forward with improving the workplace conditions, making sure that we see certain management practices be eliminated, and also to improve practices around making sure that EEO is being adhered to and implemented. So that's been one of our discussions. The mayor would like to have their response from the mayor was to have quarterly meetings. And so if those on the call want to attend these quarterly meetings, still need to respond and say that yes, we would like quarterly meetings. I would like other members of the branch to attend these quarterly meetings if we have them with the mayor, because it can't just be me. And it just, that's one thing that I want to honor and recognize about all of you as leaders within this organization, and members of this organization, is that we have to be participants in person in holding elected officials accountable. So those are some of the things that we've been working on. I also attended a opening of the She Speaks exhibit at the Banneker Douglas Gallery or Museum a couple of weeks ago as well. And that was a very, very interesting, they have a lot of great art on the wall. Got to see some Faith Ringgold in person. I don't know if you all know who Faith Ringgold is, but she's an amazing artist from New York. She's a family friend of James Baldwin's family, and she did a lot of great work in her lifetime. And I encourage everybody to go to the Banneker Douglas Museum to go and witness some of the work that she's done in person, and spend some time there for Black History Month. I'm looking forward to the February 28th Youth and College Division meeting that we have coming up, and we're going to hear a little bit more about some of the Youth and College Division things in a second. And also we have some voter registration coming up in the high schools this week. So Ralph is going to tell us about that. But yep. Ralph is surprised.
Museum's always closed, damn it. Every time I try to go, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go Saturday. No, you can't go Saturday. I'm gonna go Monday. No, you can't go Monday.
We're gonna see. So not having our first vice president or secretary here, going to go straight to our treasurer's report. Let me go to the treasurer's report and pull that up for you all. Jen is here with us today. Go ahead, Jen, while I pull it up.
Okay. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Our beginning balance for the month of January was $27,333.27. For total deposits, we had $457.49. Total withdrawals was $693.73. and our ending balance was $27,097.03. As far as like the breakdown, one of our bigger expenses was our monthly, or not monthly, our annual cost of our PO box, which is $268. We also had to pay for our email accounts because those are no longer included in the web domain. And the rest of the stuff, was like more like monthly expenses that we have. And then if you have no questions about that, I have something else I want to bring up. Membership. Oh, just how many members we have?
New ones.
Oh, we had 2 new members in January. I don't know, February. All right, so the other thing I wanted to bring up, 2 things. First, our annual financial report was approved. So our national assessment I paid this week was $1,662.46. In case you don't know what that is, any of our fundraising expenses, national takes 25% and they assess that once a year. So that's what we're paying for. And then also I want to bring up the national convention will be July 18th through 22nd this year. So I would like to suggest that at our March or April meeting, we vote on a budget for the convention and vote on delegates. Last year, we were a bit late doing that because it took a while to get the annual financial report approved. That's what helps us be able to register. So if we register before June, we'll be able to pay a little less per person. And also then people can, book their flight, book their hotel, and hopefully that'll be a little bit cheaper. My suggestion for this year is that we pay for 6 delegates registration fees, and then we pay for the president's travel expenses, but that we don't pay for anybody else's travel expenses just because it is very expensive. So I want people to have time to start saving up for that and start thinking about whether they want to go to the national convention. And it's in Chicago, if I didn't mention that. Any questions about that?
Not yet.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Jen. Okay. I don't have, like I said, secretary, or is Miss Hoover on? I don't see her on, so that'll be our assistant secretary. So let me go to our act. Is Linda? There she is. Okay.
I'm here, but we would do Sky first, the community coordination.
Okay, go ahead, Sky. Pull up.
Okay, I'm dropping some stuff in the chat as well. Hold on 1 second to make life a little bit easier. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so if you look in the chat, because these are a few things that may or may not be in my report, and I just did not want to forget. I know, oh, hello, everybody. I'm so sorry. Hola, mi gente. So first of all, can everybody hear me okay?
Sí, todos te podemos oír.
All right. And thank you. So in the chat, please take a look at that. I know that Stephen already mentioned the Youth and College Division monthly meeting. That is the link to that. There is an event that Janice will be conducting today over at the library. For the Crownsville through the ages. So don't scroll yet, Stephen. This is stuff that may or may not be in the report yet. I didn't want to forget. And then Jen mentioned the convention. There's the link to that. The hotels are listed, but they did say that I think the blocks aren't available until March. I'm not sure, but we could still go out there and get the rooms. I'm going to do that today. Well, I say that, but I don't know about the discount. So I'm just going to do it as backup. I do that. I like to do that anyway. You will also see a link on there to to Twitch. If you don't have Twitch, just go ahead and click that link. It's a platform where you can, it's kind of like YouTube. And every Monday, you can tune in at 8 p.m. to an old school hip hop party that features it's DJ MC Schuler. He does some Black History Months. I just wanted to highlight him as well. And again, you don't have to have a Twitch account. I don't know if you don't have the account, if you don't log in, you may not be able to participate in the chat. I have an account, so I can. All right, so moving on to the report. As you can see, I worked so hard on this. I made it bilingual. I'm so excited about the Benito Bowl. I hope everybody saw it. If you did not, don't worry. I have a link to the halftime show in my report. It was so good. I'm so inspired. I've been working on my Spanish. I've been listening all the way up to the Super Bowl. Hold on. Wait, I'm not at Jesse yet. I'll try to talk a little faster. So yeah, leading up to it, listening to his songs, watching the video, it's just amazing. Okay, so let's get into the report. So yeah, I have it bilingual. It's now you got your English on the left, Spanish on the right. Okay, so and then of course we had a huge loss this week with Reverend Jesse Jackson. I highlighted him. You can go ahead and start scrolling, Stephen. Thank you. All right, so he is featured there. I did get a chance to meet him once when I was in third grade, because I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. So that was amazing. He was speaking at the Boys and Girls High School across from our school. So our teachers let us go over there. So I'll never forget that moment. And then moving down to the next. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Had a shout out to Jocelina. Pena. I hope I pronounced her name right. Pena Melnick. Ellie. How?
Pena Melnick.
Peña
Thank you.
Melnick.
Thank you.
Peña.
Thank you. So Piena. Thank you. Oh, so excited for her. So I definitely had to give her a shout out in there. And then moving down further. And I'll put a link to this into the chat as well once I get through. So yeah, I really want to just use this moment, like I said, from the Super Bowl to our new Afro Latina House Speaker, just including our Afro Latino and Afro Latina cousins. Get them included in here. There's no separation there. We are all family. So I found these great little images off of Instagram. So I just wanted to include it. I love the information that was on there. Moving down to the next thing. Oh, and click on all these links. Once you get the my report, please click on all of the links on there. It's a lot of information. I spent a lot of time. Definitely had to give a shout out to our first Afro-Latino activist, Arturo. Some people call him Arthur on the name, but it's from the Schomburg. Mainly, again, because being from New York, his museum, the library is in New York. I had a chance to visit that as well. It's a beautiful place to, if you're in New York, go to Harlem, check it out. It's beautiful. So I just wanted to, in case you were not familiar with Mr. Schomburg, I wanted to put that information on there. You can keep scrolling, please. Some more information, a little resource on there if you wanted to get more information beyond this report. Moving on to the next page, some more information there. Oh, and then of course, had to connect it from the Super Bowl. Some information's on there. I won't read everything right now, but when you get a second, again, I will drop this in there. But just wanted to highlight it because I don't want people to continue to think that there is a separation. So yes, there is the connection there with our ancestors. So you can keep scrolling, please. And yes, this was such a Bad Bunny did a short film that I took the time to read before to take a look at before the halftime show. I think it was a couple of months ago, but it was just so beautiful. It talks about gentrification. It was so well done. I have a link in there. Please take a look at this video, and then you will really to watch the video and then watch the halftime show, you have a better appreciation for it. I knew the halftime show was going to be amazing because I knew it wasn't just going to be a show. There was going to be so much meaning and outstanding. So please take a look at this film. I think it's only like 12 minutes, I think, but you'll be amazed. Keep scrolling, please.
And if you want a shorter explanation, check out the link that I just dropped from the post that I put up. So it's a quick intro.
Yes, but do watch that video. And then of course we lost D. I don't even want to get emotional, but I'm gonna keep scrolling past that. But that was a hard one. So, whoo, child. That messed me up seeing her face again. Um, yeah. All right. There is the rest. Mm, okay, I can get it together. A lot of information there. It is Black History Month. I'm gonna miss that girl. Um, please make sure that you
Feel the same way.
pay
We feel
attention.
the same way.
The link tree, our link tree page has a lot of information on there. I try to update it as much as I could. Thank you, Linda, as usual. What else do I have to say on there? There is a celebrating Black women visionary flyer. I will drop that into the chat. And that's all I have. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, we definitely gonna miss D. Definitely, all of us. We love D, and she left such a great legacy of all of her care and just concern about the community as well. So we all definitely miss D. And the caucus had a great tribute to D on Tuesday before last, or last Tuesday, really. So definitely gonna miss D. Thank you again, Sky, for that. Let's go to Linda.
Great, thank you so much, Sky. Definitely, Dee will be missed for sure, and she'll live on with us through our work. So thank you. Some brief highlights on the ACT report is, and I'll put the link in the chat here. So first to thank Sheila Murdoch for joining as the delegate. She and I will be the delegates from the branch to ACT. And so,
Linda, I'm sorry.
excuse me?
I'm trying to pull it up, but it's not, wasn't coming up for me. Let me see if I can pull it up from your email. Okay, all right. I think this is it. Okay, here we go. Got it? You can see it?
Yes, definitely. So the stuff highlighted is what I want to highlight, starting with Sheila. And then the next highlight is that Carlos Childs, the community organizer, he's leaving for another opportunity. Very sad to see him go. And ACT joined the Path Forward, linked up with two other organizations, Howard County, Montgomery County, to form the Maryland Just Power Alliance. In the listening sessions, three campaigns rose up to the top, and one was the Crownsville redevelopment, that they want to have connections with the unions to get community benefits and highlight racial justice. The second one was working with descendant communities, and that includes a coalition of Black property owners who want to challenge gentrification and create intergenerational wealth. And ACT is always working on housing issues, affordability, and they're having a candidate forum for the county executive and county council in May. The ACT spoke out against the Housing Bill 526, which would have weakened the Attainable Housing Act by removing the requirement to build affordable housing, and that was in Fiedler's district in Severna Park. That bill was defeated. In reference to the Maryland Just Power Alliance, they have chosen three categories to work on: immigrant protections, housing, and healthy homes and climate equity. So they're going to the Maryland General Assembly to testify on those bills that you can see. And the action items include several meetings that you can attend, and a survey, which I'm going to put the link to the survey in the chat. And the survey is to find out from members if you're interested in joining any of the ACT campaigns. Like Stephen said, it would be great to get other members involved, other than the people who attend the ACT meetings regularly, like me and Sheila and a few others who attend from their churches. It would be great to have other people join us, especially on the campaigns related to housing, descendant communities, and the Crownsville redevelopment. So if you're interested in joining us, please complete that survey, and I think we'll be sending that out to our members too. That's all the report. And then I see a question from Jen Sell. The one unions that they mentioned, and the meeting was postponed, was the Baltimore DC Metro Building Trades Council and the Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters. So it sounds like it's the builders related to building and redeveloping the old buildings from Crownsville. And they're doing a training with a group called Bargaining for the Common Good, which includes encourages faith congregations, community groups, and labor unions to look for their common interests. It sounds similar to what we're doing with the Solidarity School, but that's what they're doing a training for next week with Bargaining for the Good. Any questions? Thank you.
Linda, you said you had some bills here. Where are the bills? State bills.
Yeah, the bills are, let's see. They're under the Maryland Just Power Alliance section.
Okay.
They're looking at the Starter and Silver Homes Act and had hearings. The bills are numbered there. And then there also, there's immigration bills that they've worked on. And they're doing an advocacy day coming up on the Data Privacy Act. And then there's bills related to, oh no, the budget hearings on the Healthy Homes Act.
So the 287G, that bill passed. And so they've already banned local counties and municipalities from being acting as immigration agents, basically. So acting as ICE agents. And if you all have not seen the news over the past week, I think that that's been something that they've been promoting. The governor signed the bill. They had a bill signing. They had a rally. And so some of these other bills that are related to data privacy are also related to kind of maintaining people from having their immigration status revealed, and people trying to do searches related to law enforcement doing particular types of searches that would bring out, people's immigration status. So those are some of the things that are also involved in the next step around immigrant rights and making sure that people are maintaining a sense of safety in Maryland.
Exactly. Thank you. And it took 10 years to pass, 10 plus years to pass that 287G ban. It's a lot of work.
Anne Arundel County play a role in that?
Excuse me?
How did Anne Arundel County play a role in that?
Oh, well, so we in Anne Arundel County about 7 years ago, maybe, we many advocates promoted it, and we got it banned in Anne Arundel County.
7 years ago.
Yeah, but then other jurisdictions had it. There were 8 jurisdictions in the state that had these agreements, and so now all of them are banned.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So let me gotta go back to our next speaker. We have let me do Communications Committee. I don't see, is Barbara on the call yet? Not yet. No. Okay. So we do have the newsletter The newsletter has been put out. I have physical copies here with me. And so if you all would like physical copies, they are here. And there's digital copies on the Facebook page. I believe Mary also sent out a link as well to the newsletter to all of the members. So we had articles in the newsletter on various issues, including legislative agenda, our legislative forum back in December, and a couple other issues. So, and we had tributes to Patrick Flaherty, Dee Goodwin, and Ms. Davenport as well. So that's we have voter registration news. Talked about the Freedom Fund banquet. We had Dr. Gomez's reflection on the MLK dinner and our reaction to the apology for slavery. And I can imagine in the next one, we're going to be talking about the city of Annapolis and its hiring practices. And I hope we can also start thinking about, if you all keep this on your mind, if you want to write about this for the next one, is that this is the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, basically. And so there's a lot of 250 Annapolis, 250 commemorations going on. And so even right now, the city of Annapolis is having a series of Tuesday sessions that I think, Will Rao, who was on the call with us, helped coordinate when he was with the mayor's office, and Adetola also helped coordinate them as well. So they are happening every Tuesday, and the theme this year for Black History Month is around the 250th anniversary of America, basically. So it is still trying to inculcate us into the 1776 mode. I don't know about whether or not Nicole Hannah-Jones would agree with that in her 1619 project, but I definitely would say that this is where we can have some reflection about African Americans' participation in these events. Next, go to the Economic Development Committee with Shay Cook.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm still processing what you just saying, President Wadi. I feel a certain way about this country celebrating 250 years. I don't have much to be proud about at this point. I mean, obviously there's some good things, but it's hard. So
We're not going back.
Say again, I'm sorry?
I said we're not going back.
Exactly. Are we not? Yeah, okay. So we're not, but they trying. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
So our report,
Yeah, they are.
yeah. So my report is in our folder. Stephen and I met a couple weeks ago. Excuse me. So you can see in the report our different initiatives in terms of number one, we need people. I'm at capacity, y'all. I know a lot of us are. We got personal lives, professional lives, and then we help this great organization. So anybody who's available on the fourth Thursday at 6:30, let me know. Please email me. We need help. I've been actually getting a lot of emails about interns. So I'm thinking we need to get an intern for the branch and maybe our committee so we can have that conversation in the next executive committee meeting or even today.
Mary, that somebody reached out to her to get their community service hours as an intern. So
I love that. Yeah. And
that,
honestly, we could put together, and I've done this before for my own organization, having an intern work on every part of my organization for 1 week out of the 6 to 8 weeks that they're usually interning. So maybe they work at the branch level and then they help out each committee, 1 or 2 committees a week, so to help us keep things moving. It talks about the community partnerships and education. So somebody, Tiffany Delaney, I met with her. She's an amazing woman. She's starting a new charter school in Glen Burnie next year. So they're incorporating financial wellness and a lot of other things. So we're going to get her invited to one of our meetings to talk about that so we can support her and her great initiative. Steve and I talked about the reparations advocacy and so forth. So that's all in the report. The youth recruitment, as I mentioned, we need more youth and I know we're working on that through the youth advisory. Is it advisory council? What is it called? Youth and leadership.
Usually college division.
College division. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So even me, I've told Stephen this a couple times. I need some talking points because I'm around young people all the time in different communities, including my daughter who's 25. I've been trying to tell her she need to join. So if you guys can give me some talking points to convince these young people that they need to be a part of this branch and doing all the great work we're doing, I would love that as well. So, but definitely want them as part of this committee. I want to apologize to those who submitted requests last year to have be part of our social media presence and around the business interview, including Ken. I know we've gone back and forth with emails, again, at capacity, personally and professionally. But so we're going to reach out to you guys again about getting videos, pre-recorded videos, so we can include those on our social and support and advocate for your businesses, your Black and brown businesses. So that's that. And the last thing I would say, we're preparing for the return of Tickle My Money Bone. I can't believe we're at our 6th event where we're bringing in actually this year 2 professional comedians to talk about removing the shame and stigma around finances. So that'll be May 1st. Please mark your calendars. Hopefully everybody can come out. It'll be in Baltimore again this year, supporting a Black-owned venue there. So definitely more to follow on that. Got some we're looking for sponsors and other support. So the action items from our meeting is join the committee. We need to recruit young people and support Tickle My Money Bone. So let me know if you have any questions. Appreciate everything you guys are doing. You're all amazing. Sky, what a wonderful report. I watched this halftime show several times in Spanish and even with transcribed in English so I can get the full effect. But honestly, it was so much better just without even the English because just the vibe and the energy was amazing. So thank you again for everybody, what you're doing.
All right. Thank you, Shay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, hearing none. Let me see if I can back to I don't see it. Okay, let's go to our environment and climate justice report.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be very, very quick. My smoke alarm is going off. I have one action item, and that is that the NAACP of Anne Arundel County continue to support the Cherish Act, which is the cumulative harms to environmental restoration for improving shared health. So we supported it last year. We just would probably have to dust off our letter when the time comes, but we really do need to continue to support that. It needs to be passed. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. And Finance Committee. I don't see
Ralph's here.
Yeah, okay, Ralph.
Neva's not here today.
No, I don't see
She
Neva.
said she wasn't going.
Oh, okay. Ralph, what you got?
Well, the committee consists of Jen Roman, Neva Stansbury, and myself, the president. We met last week. We reviewed all the books. Everything came out even, just as Jen has said. No problems.
All right, thank you. And Freedom Fund is Antonio, who is not here. He said he's going to start having meetings next month regarding the Freedom Fund. So be on the lookout for any Freedom Fund committee meetings. Health Committee, Dr. Gomez.
All right. Let me preface it by saying I dig how everybody overlaps, and you'll see what I mean by that. So, the committee still trying to figure out how to make operational, actionable the goals of promoting health and access to increasing access to health and awareness about what resources are here and which are not. And I'm going to just open rather than conclude with the fact that we need bodies and people, and especially young people. So things that I've been working on, I set up a Zoom with Allison Flores from the Office of Multicultural Affairs for the county that I met virtually through Rebecca Haas of the library system at one of the NAMI meetings, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, that I serve on the board of. And so I think we should triangulate the resources and things that they're doing as well. So I'm sharing them here in the report and in the meeting. There are several events that are educational, or especially around mental health education, and also contextualizing social strife, speaking specifically to the issue of 250 years of Black history here in Annapolis. That's over at the Bush Library. And so you'll see the other side of it. I threw in the chat that while all this celebration is going on, we should have some degree of mourning for what was going on 250 years ago. And then moving on to the other event here on, which actually is going on today, a conference on standing together against hate at Arundel Community College. I consider all of this, it directly germane to health, as it impacts mental health significantly, especially for people of color. So, and then there's a Malcolm X unveiling, which I don't know if anyone else has on their list of things to do. That's upcoming, but not till June. In keeping with our our conceptualization of doing things revenue neutral, I think it's important to share things that are free and available to us all. So I got Antonio to put a hiking event on the 28th of this month that not only is everybody welcome to, but I'd really encourage people. I think I brought it up before. There are various Black hiking groups, right? But Outdoor Afro is one of the prominent national groups that I really think we should all avail ourselves from that network. I've been on dozens of these hikes. They're mentally healing. It's a great way to form community, to get a little bit of exercise. They're not terribly challenging. They're not the kind of thing where you have to train or be in shape, or really just bundle up if it's a little cool, or get a hat if it's raining. But they're all great, and they're so helpful on various levels. And then on the horizon, exactly what Shay was speaking to, which is young members with an interest in health should truly collaborate. And then with regard to leveraging our communications to move these messages, all of them, to social platforms that they're actually on, including TikTok. And I don't know the first thing about it, as many of you know. I communicate sort of with our local community, but also more broadly on old people Facebook, and but they're on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? They're not.
Want to go to TikTok for us. So we her son, who is of the age of the youth, is running that. So we can definitely get
we
that.
can pass this stuff. Right.
Yes.
Exactly. Just pass it on and let them reinterpret it any which way they want, and get their own voices in there.
Yeah.
All I want is for the information to be shared. I try to, as passionate as I get about some things, like, these detention centers and the mistreatment of, our neighbors, family members. I try to be objective and load it up with, sources of factual data that you can verify and go to the sites and such. If they take it and do it their own way, I'd be so happy to get them involved and interested and spread that. And that's about it. That's my contribution today.
Are you having a meeting on next Monday? I mean, not next Monday,
Yeah,
but
I skipped over that. Yeah, on the agenda. So that the specifics of it's on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Sorry.
The second Tuesday in March
Right.
at 6:30 with
Right.
Allison Flores.
Okay. Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Allison Forrest is going to be at that meeting. Great.
Yeah, that's the 10th of March.
10th. Okay, Tuesday, March 10th. Thank you so much.
She gave a great interview. I'm gonna with Pittman. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat.
Thank you. So that'll be a great opportunity for us to hear about how the Multicultural Affairs Office is working. So and thank you, Dr. Gomez. Let's go to I don't see, is Tracy on the call? Tracy Parker Ward. I don't see Ms. Parker. But Tracy Parker Warren is our Labor and Industry Committee Chair. She has been working alongside the teachers union around the Solidarity School and making sure that we're engaged in the Solidarity School. She's been attending the meetings that they're hosting. So the Teachers Association is also working with the Chicago Teachers Union to coordinate this. And the Chicago Teachers Union is hosting these trainings around the country. And Anne Arundel County just happened to be one of the places that is engaged with the Chicago Teachers Union with this organizing for May Day. And so the next opportunity for you guys to get engaged will be through the NAACP is at Tracy Parker Warren next meeting. And we'll get that out to you all around when the next meetings are. Next week, I know we do have economic development.
Sorry?
We got economic development committee meeting next week as well, right, Shay?
That's correct. Next Thursday at 6:30.
Okay, okay. So Thursday, 6:30.
I'm sorry, I said next Thursday. Thursday, yes.
Yeah. Coming up. All right. And then we also have our Political Action Committee meeting next week as well. So let's hear from the Political Action Committee, Kiana.
Hi, good morning. Apologies for not having my camera on. Yes, I'm having a Political Action Committee meeting on Tuesday at 6:30, which is rescheduled from the normal dates from last Tuesday. Typically, the meetings are just for everyone's awareness, every third Tuesday of the month at 6:30. So hopefully folks can join. I'll get the agenda out in advance of the meeting. As far as the action items are concerned, I updated my report, so some of this is not on there. But we are working with some folks to work on, some folks express some interest in getting together for some upcoming elections, like a candidate questionnaire in line with, consistent with what we did for the Annapolis city election. So we'll provide some support there, and then also work with some folks to host a candidate forum as well for county council. We are also still trying to work on getting Jocelyn Pina Melnick and Sarah Alford to come and speak at an upcoming meeting. I think some of the emails got lost in the shuffle of the old email account. So we'll sort of get that worked out. And then as far as the legislative priorities, Gerald Brown, one of our members, did a lot of work to sort of go through the legislation to pull out things that would be hot topics for the NAACP. So I just wanted to give him a shout out because I know he did a lot of work on that. So I just need to go through and take a look and get things in a format that will be easy for like us to track and monitor. And then just speaking about the TikTok account, yes, just because it was mentioned, my son is sort of manning that with some guidance. So if there's anything anyone has or anything that you're posting anywhere and you'd like it on the TikTok account, you can shoot me an email directly, and it literally can just say, please post this to TikTok and whatever details you want there. You can text it to me. You can text it to me, which would be even better. So if you want, I can drop my phone number in the chat. So that's just easier. And that way I can get it to him and he can get it on TikTok. So
I'm about to do that right now. I got your number.
okay, great. And we'll get it posted.
Okay. And also I wanted to mention this bill that the ACLU reached out to me about. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's a bill on racial profiling that they're going to have hearings coming up. The hearing in the Senate is next week on SB 854, but on HB 1262 it's going to be March 4th, I want to say, and it's about codifying. So racial profiling is basically already banned for the most part in Maryland, but unfortunately, as you guys can see here, there was a Supreme Court case called Vasquez-Perdomo v. Nome, where the Supreme Court telegraphed the troubling acceptance of explicit racial profiling by ICE in a ruling issued through the court's infamous shadow docket. The court suspended implementation of 2 lower court orders that had prohibited ICE from making investigative stops based in part on apparent race or ethnicity. And the effect of the SCOTUS ruling was to allow this racial profiling to continue. In a shocking concurrent opinion, Justice Kavanaugh justified in defending the practice, downplaying the individual and social harms of actions long considered blatant violations of the Fourth and 14th Amendment, of the United States Constitution, and all but inviting law enforcement to profile based on perceived race or ethnicity. So you guys can see what this bill does. This bill seeks to ensure we keep existing constitutional protections and limit federal abuses. It codifies existing constitutional protections against racial profiling through language explicitly forbidding racial profiling by law enforcement, and it makes clear that federal agents seeking to rely on Maryland law as a basis for their activities are subject to the same Maryland standards as state and local law enforcement. And 3, ensures these rights are enforceable through a private cause of action. And you guys can read it. It says we need this bill. Without clear state level protections, federal rulings can weaken how our rights are protected in Maryland. Further, although we cannot prevent federal law enforcement from enforcing federal law, we can make clear that in order to rely on Maryland law in their activities, federal agents are subject to the same standards that apply to all other law enforcement officers operating in Maryland. So that is, I can send this to you. I'll add this to my report as well so that you can read more about it. And if you want to testify, please let me know. And also make sure that you sign up to testify. I think we've already missed the Senate bill date to testify, but the House bill date, you're still available to testify, able to sign up to testify in the House bill. And then just remember that our delegate from Anne Arundel County runs the House Judiciary Committee. Delegate Sandy Bartlett is now the chair of the House Judiciary Committee. So we want to make sure that we are keeping open communication with her as well. Go ahead, Reverend Morris.
Good morning, everybody. Just
Good
a little
morning.
note that I don't know if anybody's interested or not, but just a reminder to watch the racial profiling in the county, because there have been historically in our little world that I know problems with racial profiling and stops in Anne Arundel County. And one time we talked about getting a group together and really looking into that, but it's really factual. So locally, that's happening. Locally, that's being abused. And locally, we had the one incident where the officer got Officer of the Year for the number of racial stops. And he had, 70-some% out of 1,700 were Black and brown persons. In a county that's the opposite. So I just want to throw that note out there for thought from perhaps somebody that might want to look at that in the future. Thank you.
Well, I want to just add on to that. I mean, I was pretty pissed at the way all this stuff's been handled with the changes in the department and leadership and whatnot. And I get the sense, and you might know this better than I do, that some of it is because there's been people trying to hold folks accountable for this kind of crazy, long-standing, good old boy nonsense, and then there's a pushback. There's a pushback through these so-called unions and whatnot, and it's pretty transparently reflecting that they just will not change. They refuse to change. Can you say something more about that? Do you know something more about that than we do?
Well, Dr. Gomez, we had probably about 2018 when President Ossoff was president. We had a meeting with the mayor and police chief. This was back when they first got selected, and it might have been 2019. And this was around traffic stops. And so there was disproportionate numbers of traffic stops. Randy Williams had done a report on the disproportionate number of traffic stops at that time that were being committed by the city of Annapolis, in regards to the racially disproportionate numbers. And then it wasn't just the stops; it was also the detentions, the searches were also racially, like the time that people spent during the stop was also racially disproportionate. So that report, I can send it to you and rehash it for you to be able to understand. It's not much has changed. So despite the change, like having a Black leader of the police does not necessarily change how the police act institutionally. So
No, but so
yeah.
So Steve, I don't know if you recall. So like a year ago, like a year ago, I went to the National Action Network meeting, right? And
Yeah.
he was at it, and I told him, "Give me the numbers, give us the numbers, and we want to see them." And at first, he was like, "Yeah, we can do that." He gave me a limited communication to that effect, and I passed it on to you. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. I have
Yeah,
to look at that.
I gave you I gave you the stats. So the stats, I'm very familiar with the stats. What I want to know is if he offered even the slightest bit of pushback, and if that's what caused the tipping point, and he just said, "All right, we're pissed. You're sharing information that we don't want you to share, and you're asking us questions we don't want to hear." So, because I mean, it's that brittle that they don't want to hear anything, not even the slightest bit of accountability. So my question is, if you barely budge the accountability issue and end up pissing off 50% of your staff so that they want you gone, how the heck is anything going to change unless the outside pressure, like somehow comes to bear, which is what, Marguerite's been trying to bang the door down on for years. They they resist accountability to the point where they just don't even tolerate a a, a question about whether or not the situation exists. So I'd be real cautious about it. It doesn't matter the color, but who is actually willing to put their neck out to suggest there's a problem?
No, you're right. I mean, everything you said is right. I couldn't even disagree with that. Reverend Marguerite, did you have anything that you want to say? No, I think she's on the phone. Let me thank you. We definitely gonna keep our eye on it. Thank you, Dr. Gomez. Go ahead. Oh, Ralph. Yeah, Ralph, go ahead. Ralph, let us know about your upcoming voter registration. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Go ahead.
Starting next week, I'll be visiting the high schools again to do voter registration prior to the primary elections in June. I'll be going to Arundel High on the 24th, Northeast on the 25th, South River on the 26th, Meade High School on the 2nd and 3rd, 2 days in a row, Annapolis High on the 6th, Glen Burnie on the 10th, Southern on the 11th, and Chesapeake Point on the 11th. I've also gotten correspondence about an upcoming event on next Saturday, and I sent an email out requesting anybody could, next Friday, I'm sorry, 27th, if anybody could assist at Annapolis Middle School. They're having a Black History Night there, and they requested the NAACP set up a table. Well, I have other plans for that night, and I'm unable to be at Annapolis Middle School. So if anyone is able to attend, it's only going to be 2 hours from 6 to 8. And basically, they're going to talk about the NAACP and voter registration, things that everyone should be familiar with.
What day of the week is that, Ralph?
Friday, February the 27th, 6 to 8, Annapolis Middle School, Black History Night. An email went out to everyone from Mary with that letter in it. So you'll be able to set up a handout and out materials and talk with families who are in attendance. There should be a great opportunity for regular people to vote, registered people to vote, sign up new members for information about NAACP's role in the community. And they also have another line in there about donating money. I didn't let that go.
And in terms of like, is anybody available?
Yeah, someone's available.
But for these other dates, it's too late to register.
For the high schools?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
And they only needed like 2 or 3 people on those dates, and they have two people to man the tables. But this is the one that.
But in terms of like any information that we can pass out to these students while you're there.
Oh yeah. I plan to pass out information about them.
We need to get you copies. You said it again?
About youth, about joining you, not just voter registration.
Okay. All right.
But this is what I needed to help. Is anybody on the right now?
I don't.
Is available.
If anybody's available on the 27th, do we have any takers?
I may be able to. I just need to check things and see if I can move some things around.
I may be available too. So I'll check. I'll let you know by Tuesday. I'll let you know Monday. Sorry.
All right, thank you guys. So let's hear from Corinne in our youth and college division to let us know her updates on. Everybody should know Corinne Makel has been working on making sure that the youth and college division gets back up and running. She is taking the reins from Ms. Murdoch, who's on the call as well. Ms. Murdoch has been an amazing participant. See, I don't see her anymore, but she was. Well, there she is. I see her now. And Ms. Murdoch put together a series of interest meetings last year, and we got a good number of young people around the county participate. And Corinne is now assisting and working on that. So, Corinne, if you can let us know the updates that you have.
Yes, good morning or good afternoon, everybody. As Steve mentioned, I will be helping out with getting the youth and college division back together. I do also have 2 other African American females and friends of mine that will be coming on board shortly. One will be the acting VP until the elections, and then the other has committed to be the acting secretary until we are able to get everything reinstated and host the elections. So our first monthly meeting will be held February 28th at Maryland Hall. All of our monthly meetings will be held at Maryland Hall, where we have been able to get a sponsorship through Maryland Hall. And I've also been looking to get a sponsorship from the live casino in order for them to pay for the youth's membership fees for any youth that wants to participate in the youth and college division. So hopefully I'll be able to secure that within the next month. So next Saturday, the main focus of that meeting is kind of to just reintroduce the youth and college division. And I would hope that maybe sometime within the next week, I might be able to touch base with Miss Meridoc, just so that I can see, get some more information about, some of the things that was done in the past, what worked, what didn't work, to see where I'd be able to innovate and bring some new ideas to the table to see how we can get some more youth involved. I will make sure to look at my schedule for Friday to see if I'll be able to attend the Annapolis Middle event. I am solely based in Annapolis. I am able to travel, so if there are any events throughout the county that you might want the youth and college division to be present at, I will be able to look at my calendar to see if I'm available. One of the other things that I definitely wanted to help out with was planning the candidate forums for the county races. I think that will definitely be important, especially because we aren't able to endorse anyone, but being able to give the candidates a platform to communicate to the constituents is definitely important, as we all know. Um, yeah.
All right, thank you, Corinne.
I just
And
had a question.
Yep.
Thank you, Corinne. What time is the meeting on the 28th for the Youth and College Division? Sorry, I just missed it.
No, you're good. So I'm trying to host them around the same time this meeting is, so it's going to be from 10 to 12.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, and then I also have a list of the following dates for the youth and college divisions based on the Maryland Hall schedule and what rooms they'll have available. So I'll be able to provide and confirm all of those dates with Steve, and he can also share them with you guys. One of the other things that I've actually been thinking about trying to do is, as I'm getting youth to participate in the youth and college division, I wanted to look for some advisors for these youth, for not necessarily each position, but maybe more so for like each committee. So I don't know if maybe we'll be able to come together as a whole chapter and kind of just like help each other out. So as I bring in youth, they're connecting with like the educational committee or the environmental committee, and we'll be able to kind of like go back and forth. I don't know if that's an option on the table, but I'm all for collaborating.
Putting the option on the table, anybody interested in health or health careers, just direct them to me. And I just sent you I sent you a link to the chat. So yeah, feel free to have them, reach out, connect, and be involved.
Okay, yep. And I'll be sure to add my phone number as well as the email that I created for the Youth and College Division. So if you guys have any information that you guys want to get back to me, feel free to just reach out.
Ren, this is Sheila Murdoch. All of your ideas so far sound great. I'm excited and I look forward to meeting with you. I'm driving right now, so I can't put any information in the chat, but if I can get your information from Steve, I'll give you a call and hopefully we'll talk soon.
Yep, Steve, you can pass my information on to her, or even just add us in a group chat and we'll be able to coordinate from there. That would be great.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
more. You on mute. You on mute.
I'm sorry. I said congratulations. That's amazing. I do have a history of working with the Youth and College Division of Anne Arundel County. So if you would like to ask questions or if I can be of assistance, Steve, please give her my number. Any one of them. Call me anytime. And again, I would love the support. I'd love to share anything that might help. And congratulations. That's amazing. You're doing a fantastic job, all of you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know if you want me to share a little bit more about myself and who I am, because I
Go
don't
ahead.
know who
Go
all
ahead.
knows.
Please, everybody doesn't. Go ahead.
All right. Well, my name is Corinne again. I'm 24. I'm a native Annapolitan, born and raised in Annapolis. Graduated from South River High School, the STEM program in 2019. I'm currently a student at the community college studying juvenile justice. I'm also currently a Maryland General Assembly intern with Senator Shanika Hinton. I'm also a Maryland Emerge. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm in the current class for Emerge Maryland, which is a Democratic women's training. I also previously just ran for Annapolis City Council to represent Ward 4. Unfortunately, I lost by 4, but I do plan on running again. Also serving on the Annapolis Democratic Central Committee.
What's happening? What's happening on the 23rd?
What's the 20? Oh, Monday. I am getting awarded at the county executive 2 of the mini awards. It is a free event, so if anybody wants to show up and support, I'll be able to put the link in the chat as well for that. Sure, I have plenty more I could talk about, but that's about it.
Congratulations on your award. And Ralph said he's going to be there, and hopefully we'll have some other people in the crowd as well to support.
Thank you.
I'll be there. I do have to give a presentation at the Police Accountability Board on Monday at 6:30. So hopefully I can make it to you there. Carol, thank you. If there's anything else, Corinne, please put your email in the chat that way people can email you if they have any questions, or the Youth and College Division email. And Reverend Morris, I don't know if you still have any information on the Facebook page, like the info for the Facebook page. If you can send that to her as well. You know what I mean? You're looking up to the left.
Yes, I would be happy to. I'll take a look and I'm here to serve. I'm just excited about it. Yay. Congratulations, everybody.
Yes, Carol, and Shay, that's who you got to connect your daughter to, is Corinne.
Yes. Sounds good.
All right. Go ahead, Carol. Tell us about the MLK March.
Okay. Well, first of all, I will be there on Monday night as an usher supporting you. Okay. The annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade is going to take place on Saturday, April 11th. We would like to get a lot of people marching. I had the crushing news that Sky and her family will not be able to attend. And so we need a lot of people to make a good showing. I'd also like to request that anybody who's willing to drive offer to do so, because some of us can't walk but would like to be in the parade. If you would like to be in it, or you know somebody who would like to be in it, and please talk to your family and friends. Let me give you my phone number, and it's a landline, so no texts, please. It's 410-280-5132.
Well, miss you, Sky.
Yeah.
I know, I can't believe it either. I can't remember if I've ever missed one.
We're gonna have to bring some Bad Bunny to the march with a speaker or something, a Bluetooth speaker, just to liven it up.
Nueva York!
Hey, as an aside, the Bad Bunny thing is a name that originates. It's kind of a complex story. Like a lot of stuff that he does is really sophisticated. Willie Colon used to be referred to as El Malo, the bad guy. But he kind of took it and ran in a whole nother direction with it, making fun of the idea. But yeah, the dude's this young man's deep. He's special.
But it originated from that photo of his when he was a kid, though, that he didn't like that photo with him in the bunny suit.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well,
And money history.
yeah, I was going. When she started talking about Arturo Schomburg, then I knew I was going to Dr. Gomez, and we're gonna have some Afro Latino history covered. Thank you guys. And I talked a little bit in my president's message about the American Negro Academy that was started by some the early African American historians, and one of them was the father of Pan Africanism, and the father of Pan Africanism was talked about in W.B. Du Bois's Souls of Black Folk. And so I wanted to be able to bring that connection together because Arturo Schomburg at one point was the president of the American Negro Academy. And so it wasn't as if he created this archive of Black history whole cloth on his own. It's that he was connected into Black people and Black historians who gave presentations. His name is Alexander Crummell was the name of the father, is who we call the father of Pan-Africanism. And so Alexander Crummell had lived in Liberia. He lived in the Caribbean. He went to his parents published the first Black newspaper in America, Freedom's Journal. It was published out of their home. And he was a free Black man in 1817. So he was friends with Henry Highland Garnett, and who I don't know if you all know. Henry Garnett is called the father of Black nationalism, and he was the first Black person to give a speech to Congress after the Civil War. And then they were friends with another guy named James McCune Smith. James McCune Smith wrote the foreword and introduction to Frederick Douglass's first memoir. So those connections that Alexander Crummell had and knowledge of Black history and experience across the continents, because he did live in England as well. It was what caused him to start the American Negro Academy that led to Arturo Schomburg becoming the president of that academy. They presented papers. They talked about all of these different historical artifacts that Schomburg went to collect and brought out his own research to collect, from his own desire as well. So it's a legacy of Pan-African historical identity making and bringing together a Black history that said that at the time was said not to exist, that Africans had no history, that if you read Carter G. Woodson's explanation as to why he wanted to start the Journal of Negro History and all of the organizations around Black history, is that Carter G. Woodson was also the president of the American Negro Academy at one time as well. And so like his explanation was that white historians had written Africa out of history, period. That the only history that was relevant was Greek and Roman history, and they did not. And the only way that they included Africa was that the Greeks and Romans had taken over Egypt. There was no history to Africa. And so Carter G. Woodson's explanation was that we have to rewrite Africa into and all of its accomplishments into history. And that's why we need to have a Black History Month, because we have these people going around here with no identity, no understanding of how Africa plays a role in their life. So there's a deep argument going on within the Black community, especially all these Black people that are constantly online, engaged in trying to discriminate between nationalities. And one of Carter G. Woodson's statements was that he wanted to see in his explanation of Black History Month, or Black Negro History Week at the time, he said he wanted to see a true history that would destroy nationalities. So he was a Pan-Africanist that wanted to eliminate the type of nationalistic fervor that would lead to a type of arrogance where my people are better than your people and this, that, and the next. So that's a lot of what where we come from. And I wanted to, get that out in our newsletter, and that's why I wanted to include in our and that's my perspective, being from the
Stephen, could you do me a favor and add to?
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Being someone who is the descendant of founders of the NAACP and W.B. Du Bois. Du Bois was also a major member, like I said, of the American Negro Academy. So all of that is our legacy in this organization, and I think needs to be brought out through this organization as well, because the NAACP is the fruits of the Niagara movement and white liberals coming together to implement the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment and make sure that we protect the civil rights statutes and protect the role that Black people have played in the founding of America and the refounding of America and the refounding of America and the refounding of America over and over again, pushing our rights forward, pushing the rights of all people, all persons, not just citizens, not just people who happen to be here, but all persons that are within these borders forward. So that's what I hope that we can engender in this discussion. Go ahead, Dr. Gomez.
To be complete, we were just in Costa Rica a couple of months ago and visited the Black Star Shipping Line Company, which some of you may know is the line that Marcus Garvey created in order to facilitate the repopulation of Liberia, creation of Liberia. At the time, his conceptualization of Pan-Africanism was thought of as, was characterized in the popular media as some kind of crazy man's delusions. He was very clear about the nature of what he thought needed to be done with regard to liberation from European colonial power. So, that I think it's worth adding the importance of Marcus Garvey to the Universal Negro Movement.
Definitely. And of other names that I think need to be mentioned who were in the descendants of that. I don't know if you guys know this one, James. Marcus Garvey got married in Baltimore. His second marriage, I think to Amy Jacques Garvey, was in Baltimore, Maryland. And so the UNIA was deep within Baltimore and throughout the East Coast. And then George Padmore and C.L.R. James, they are also Pan-Africanists who were engaged in the movement making after World War I. So W.B. Du Bois has several Pan-Africanist meetings around World War I into 1945. Around World War II was the fifth Pan-Africanist meeting that was hosted by Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, and also a student from Lincoln University, went to Lincoln University, where Drake Smith is at now. Many of our fellow NAACP members have attended there. So like that connection is something that's deeper that I think people recognize. And I hope that, these legacies of Pan-Africanism and African self-determination within Black people who called themselves our African Methodist Episcopal Church comes from the idea that this was Absalom Jones and Richard Allen who were being beaten in a white Methodist church, creating their own church in order to have the ability to profess their religious beliefs in peace and safety and security, because one of them had kneeled down at the front of a white church and was beaten for doing so. To try and beg for forgiveness and mercy, he was beaten. So like that's the type of levels of African. I would say even further, if we go to South Carolina, where I think it was the Stoner Rebellion. The Stoner Rebellion was led by AME church leaders and African newly brought over African who were brought to be here and enslaved, and they came together. It was previously second, third generation Black people, Africans, and new African kidnaps. People who had newly kidnapped from Africa and brought here, and they were coming together to fight a rebellion in South Carolina under the banner of trying to get religious freedom. It was unsuccessful, but it was something that is it's a legacy of that Pan-Africanist connection that I think we need to all keep at the forefront of our minds when we hear about all this nativist division that's being brought up by certain groups within the Black community around, working together and justice claims, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one thing I wanted to say to end our meeting, and I definitely appreciate you guys.
One more thing real quick.
Judge Barber's here. Judge Barber's here as well. Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, that was wonderful. Thank you for all of that. I just don't want the Black women left out of the conversation. So in the chat, I have an event that everybody can see. I listed it before, but I felt like saying it again about celebrating Black women visionaries in DC. So that event is coming up on February 26th. Check it out because we are important too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey's wife, Amy Jacques Garvey, was the one who kept that UNIA banner alive. It was the primary author of much of the UNIA's beliefs. And so she was an intellectual and organizer. Shirley Graham Du Bois, also a major thinker in her own right, a major organizer in her own right. Even if you want to go to the 1950s when Lorraine Hansberry won the Pulitzer Prize before she was working, before she wrote Raisin in the Sun. She was a journalist and a writer, and for some major progressive, if not communist, organizations. So her ideas and her thoughts combined with that of Nina Simone, who traveled abroad in order to free herself from the weight of oppression that she was experiencing here in America. Those are all Black women that I could just name briefly. I mean, Harriet Tubman moved to Canada.
Thank you.
and came back and freed 1,000 people in South Carolina during the Civil War. After ingratiating herself as with the Black community in South Carolina and using their information in order to free them. Go ahead, Will.
Oh, I just wanted to commend you on your talk at the Black History Month program at the church. It was powerful, and I really enjoyed the themes that you presented, and I think it was thought-provoking and also a good representation of the NAACP's ongoing efforts towards liberation. So thank you.
I mentioned your rendition of the speech earlier, and I couldn't remember whether or not it was the Riverside. Was it Riverside or the National Cathedral? I couldn't remember. But I know you talked about the triple evils of militarism, racism, and poverty.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that was going to land because I think people are so used to the rosy, aspirational languaging of the "I Have a Dream" speech. But to be perfectly honest, I think in these times we need to flip the script and get real about some of those later messages.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you very much.
Judge Barber, go ahead. I know you. Go ahead. We're about to close, so we at the end. Go ahead.
I'm actually listening on as I was driving in on the Zoom call. But the NAACP Winter 2026 edition has been distributed. And I just wanted to share with those who are attending the meeting today, it's important that we honor and appreciate our advertisers in our newsletter and be sure to distribute the newsletter far and wide because it goes to our general membership, but we hope that you also endorse or support in any way you can the advertisers I know Destiny Wings has been an advertiser of the past. And we want to make sure that the strength of the newsletter in numbers is realized in the community. So thank you all for your support in putting this newsletter together. And thank you, newsletter contributors, article contributors, for your ongoing support. That's all for my report.
Thank you. You said your next meeting is when?
It's going to be in March. I haven't given it a specific date just yet.
Okay.
Hopefully towards the end of March.
Okay. So Brother Aston, did you have any updates that you wanted to provide? Or? Hearing none. Okay,
I'm
go
okay,
ahead.
man. I'm good. Thank you for offer, but I'm okay. Thanks.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say, this is Jen Roman. I created a proposed budget draft for the convention. So I put it in the chat. Please take a look at it. I'm going to accept feedback and then I can bring it to the March meeting. I forgot last time we did talk about maybe doing an Airbnb for multiple guests instead of a hotel room. So I did put potential costs for both options. So just wanted to let you all know.
Thank you. Jen Sell. Can you give us an update on the immigration petition or the ICE petition?
She's also.
Sure. So, well, I mean, I think we have about 450 signatories so far, but we've kind of aren't as active in looking for signatories right now as far as are working to talk to the Board of Education. And I think Linda Davis is probably in a better position to share an update on how those meetings are going.
Sure, yes, so thank you, Jen. The NAACP and several other groups, including Showing Up for Racial Justice, Annapolis, and Arundel County, the Teachers Union, Coalition for LGBTQ+ Students, and the Anne Arundel Mutual Aid signed a letter. We had a meeting with the Board of Education. They said that the purview was with Dr. Bedell. So we wrote an email to Dr. Bedell requesting a meeting. And that was a few weeks ago. We sent a reminder email this week on the 10th, I believe. And we're still, I'm sorry, not the 10th. We sent another letter, email requesting a meeting. So we're still waiting to hear from Dr. Bedell about the meeting with him about the immigration petition and improving everything related to immigration at the Anne Arundel County Public Schools.
I do want to say that with, like, I don't know, this hasn't been in the media much. Baltimore got more media attention, but a number of AACPS high schools and at least 2 middle schools have done student organized and student led walkouts against ICE, which has been, as an official AACPS employee, I don't have an official stance on those, but I think that's just been really interesting to watch and to see the students organizing that. It's entirely student organized. So that's been really interesting. So I do think there is more awareness, coming within the larger community.
Okay. And do we have any other updates that we'd like to give before we get off, Gerald? Eve? Ms. Roche? Ms. Ramona?
I'm good. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Okay.
I'd just like to say one thing.
Go ahead.
To Ralph Thomas. I didn't realize that Miss Jennifer Sell was on the line. She was the individual that sent the email out about Annapolis Middle School. Do you want to make any comments about that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, so it's just, we have monthly we have monthly student nights at Annapolis Middle School, where we also do events for parents at the same time. And then during Hispanic Heritage Month, we do a Hispanic, we do a big family event for that. And then during Black History Month, we also have our monthly nights there. It's a Black History Month instead of a typical student night. So it's just a night for students to come. We have like activities and things for students. We also for this month, are going to have their families attend as well. The group of teachers putting together this night, it's like 4 Black teachers and myself, who's a white woman. So it's very, they have a lot of amazing plans for it. Some very, some art projects that are based on African culture. We have some educational experiences where they're going to be able to go in and learn about Black Black people in history. We also have a door decorating contest right now that's going on that the students are pretty much in charge of. Like my class is doing 2 of my doors, and it's them. Like I'm like giving them guidance and providing instructions, but it's the students who are like doing the research and picking who they're going to do. And then so people will be able to go around and then vote on the best door decorating. I'll just put a plug. My students are doing Thurgood Marshall and Lamar Jackson. So please come look at those doors if you come to the school. And then there's also going to be some a few food vendors and things like that there. We're trying to get a large number of community organizations. Yeah, so it's just kind of a big event just to celebrate Black history and also, continued Black joy in Annapolis and particularly at our school. So would love to have a few people there to do a table. I think there's definitely some students who would be interested in and joining the Youth and College Division. Definitely, I think it's a great opportunity to try to build up some additional membership among a community that maybe we haven't reached out to yet. Not on purpose, but just just hasn't happened yet. So I would love for NAACP to have a table there just so we can have that presence and know the community knows that we're there.
If anyone's interested in going, please contact Ms. Sell. Would you mind giving them your contact information?
Sure. Yeah, my personal email is sell, SELL .jennifer.e@gmail.com. Sorry, I'm waiting to pick up my daughter from somewhere. So I'll type it in the chat room, but I'm not on the computer. So that's the easiest way to get a hold of me. I'll just type it in.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I did want to, offer our condolences to Reverend Morris on the loss of her brother as well. And we hope that you all can gain some solace in this sad time. And for just to wrap up the meeting, I wanted to say, finish off that thought about Pan-Africanism and that Reverend Jackson also was a major Pan-Africanist. And you all know, many of you know that, he was focused on the struggle of the time in the 80s, which was the 70s and 80s, which was ending apartheid in South Africa. And so we want to definitely maintain those relationships and keep those thoughts in our mind around the global struggle against apartheid, global struggle against, apartheid in Palestine, apartheid in South Africa, and here in America as well. And so that we can, build up a beloved community that is fighting against these triple evils of militarism, poverty, and racism. So I appreciate you all for coming out. Dr. Gomez, I'm going to get back to you about those stats before Monday so I can give my presentation together for the Police Accountability Board. And I look forward to seeing you all. If you can make that Police Accountability Board meeting, please. It's virtual. And Linda put the information in the chat. The meeting, I've been watching the last few that are online. It's very disappointing to see the progress of something that started around racial justice has turned into more like police public relations. So if you all can definitely join me there, I'd appreciate it. But I look forward to seeing you all on Monday at the Few of the Many Awards as well. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Take care. Have a good one, everyone.
Be safe and warm.
Thank you.
Good talking,
Have a good
everybody.
one.
Take care
Amazing.
now.
Amazing meeting. God bless you, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.